Great, we'll call the state of Wisconsin versus David Neira. It's 25 CF 2720 appearances.
State appears by ADA Lillian Nelson.
David Neira appears with counsel Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading. The jail should be his listed address. You see, has a probation home.
Yep, I see that holds in place, so we'll use the jail. Mr. Neira, if you are released before the case is resolved, make sure you let your lawyer know where you want your mail sent. And
he qualified for services.
thank you. We'll make findings of probable cause. State's position on bail.
The state is requesting a cash bond in the amount of $10,000. Conditions not to operate any motor vehicles, no contact with CZC or CZL. I note Mr. Neira has a lengthy history of burglaries and has had convictions since 2020 for fleeing and eluding, burglary, second-degree recklessly endangering safety, and has been to prison on more than one occasion. He was just placed on probation in June of 2025 for robbery with use of force. In this case, his car is associated with crimes in other jurisdictions the night before. His car is in an accident, and he then uses force to remove the victim from his car before stealing it. The next day, the defendant is spotted driving the stolen vehicle and then leads law enforcement on a very dangerous high-speed chase, driving 85 miles per hour in a 55 zone and exceeding 100 miles per hour on the interstate. If convicted, he will be facing a lengthy stay in prison, which provides a high incentive to flee if cash bond is not in place. I'd also note the dangerousness of this conduct here to the public, and so I think that all factors considered, a high amount of cash is appropriate under these circumstances.
Attorney Cuevas?
Commissioner, he has a probation hold. He was just placed on probation. It's very likely they're going to proceed with the revocation. Given the hold, we request a lower amount of cash. It's clear that cash is going to be imposed here.
It's clearly warranted, and I think it needs to be fairly significant. It may be a moot point if he's revoked. I assume he's on supervision for the robbery use of force that he was just convicted of. He could be going off to prison for quite some time, so it may be a moot point. But these are several Act 3 eligible offenses. His history is extensive, and his prison history or prison record is pretty extensive. It's hard not to imagine a significant sentence if convicted of any of these charges. And there's certainly a need to protect the public. Simple rules and supervision was not sufficient. I'll order $10,000 cash bail, order that you not operate a motor vehicle. No contact direct or indirect with CZC and CZL. Would he like a preliminary hearing in the next 10 days?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get that scheduled and we are adjourned.
I see Jeremy.
Just a minute.
Okay.
Sorry, what was that name?
Elisius?
Elisius, thank you.
Really?
We'll call the state of Wisconsin versus Jeremy Elisius. It's 25 CF 2760 appearances.
State appears by ADA Lillian Nelson.
Jeremy Elisius appears with counsel Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading. He qualified for services. Guess we should use the jail as his address for now, since he has a hold.
All right, and if you are released before this case is finished, Mr. Elisius, make sure you let your lawyer know where you want your mail. Bail's probably a moot point at this point. It looks like there's a body only hold out of Columbia County. And then it looks like there is a slew of felony, maybe 4 felony cases and at least 2 or 3 misdemeanor cases that he's got some cash bail on. We'll make a finding of probable cause and enter not guilty pleas to the misdemeanors. There's a public safety assessment. It recommends a signature bond. State's position on bail.
State is asking for a cash bond in the amount of $2,000. No contact with CIM, a band from La Concha Bakery and Deli that is spelled LACONCHA. Also a ban from the 3000 block of Fish Hatchery Road in Fitchburg. I think that might be that same location. No use or possession of any identifying documents that do not belong or are not in the defendant's own name, and not to have any other monetary instruments not in his own name. I would note that this is his 4th open case here, in addition to the open case that he has in Columbia County, which he is in warrant status on. He built a local bakery out of several thousands of dollars by printing fraudulent checks and then cashing them there. Cash seems necessary at this point.
Great, and Attorney Cuevas.
Lower amount of cash, please.
Well, given the history, I think there's a need for some cash bail. It's probably a moot point. I'm willing to set it at a slightly lower amount. I'll set it at $1,500. I'll order a band from the La Concha Bakery and Deli in the 3000 block of Fish Hatchery Road in Fitchburg, that you have no contact, direct or indirect, with CIM, and that you not use or possess any identifying information or documents that are not lawfully in your own name. And I guess all right, I just wanted to confirm that CIM was correct. I was looking at some other initials in the complaint. I think that is also a victim, so that is correct. What about time limits?
Not wait.
Okay, we are adjourned.
Okay. Joseph Lozelle on the list.
The business days, it's anything 10 or less is business days, anything greater would be calendar days unless otherwise stated.
Next will be Joseph Roselle. Joseph. Roselle.
We'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Joseph Roselle. It's 25 CF 2736 appearances.
State appears by ADA Lillian Nelson.
Joseph Rosell appears with counsel Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading. The address is correct and he qualified for services.
Great. Looks like there's a DOC hold that's still in place for Mr. Roselle. I'll make findings of probable cause. Enter not guilty pleas to the misdemeanors. What's the state's position on bail?
The state is requesting a cash bond in the amount of $500. No use or possession of controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. I know Mr. Roselle had warrants at the time of arrest and tried to run from officers. Some cash is needed to ensure that he abides by the court orders and returns to court. There were previous bench warrants issued for Mr. Roselle on July 25th of 2022 and October 10th of 2017 in Rock County. He's also received cash bonds in the past.
Given the whole, we request a lower amount of cash.
I think there's a need for cash bail, given the warrants and the history, and the resistive obstructive behavior after law enforcement notifies him of the warrants. I'm willing to set it a little bit less. I'll set it at $300. I'll order that you not use or possess any controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. And then, Mr. Roselle's position on time limits.
Did not wait.
Okay, we are adjourned.
Yeah.
Is that good?
$300, yeah.
Yeah, so he already has cash posted, right? And he had a signature bond before. We can do a signature bond again, that's fine.
Or Williams. Williams.
Call the state of Wisconsin versus SHAKUR Williams. It's 25 CM 2309 appearances.
State appears by ADA Lillian Nelson.
Mr. Williams appears in person in custody via his attorney, Anthony Gray.
Great. Good afternoon. Do we still have a good mailing address for Mr. Williams? I've got 1132 Gammon Lane in Madison.
Correct.
Okay. So we're here because there was a failure to appear on November 6th. Attorney Gray filed a motion to quash the warrant. And then looks like he got picked up a few days ago prior to that getting set for a hearing. Any additional information you want to provide, Attorney Gray, about the missed court appearance?
Only that this was an honest mistake. Mr. Williams broke his hand last month, and in the confusion, he missed the date by one. He immediately began contacting me to try to get it reset. He's not trying to abscond. He wants to face whatever comes his way, but we are asking for a signature bond. He is here and wants to get this addressed.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
What's the state's position on bail?
The state is okay with giving Mr. Williams another shot at a signature bond.
Okay, seems reasonable. We'll reinstate the signature bond with the prior condition. That was a no contact director and direct with Jada M and Nadia M. Got to stay on top of your court dates, keep in communication with your attorney. If you start having a history of missing court, then, you know, we might have to order cash bail. You can always sign up for text message reminders if you want some extra help reminding you about court dates. You're gonna have to sign some paperwork. You'll get released. You could sign up at that point in time. All right, we are adjourned.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
I got it. We're ready, Lonnie Howell will be next. Make sure that you.
I think it's two new cases and a couple of warrants.
Next being Lonnie Howell.
We'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Lonnie Howell. That's case 25 CF 2671 and 25 CF 2667. And then there's bail bond hearings in 24 CF 482, 23 CF 33, and 22 CF 1155. Appearances?
State appears by ADA Lillian Nelson.
Lanny Howell appears with counsel Luis Cuevas. I'm appearing for today purpose only. We have received a copy of 5 different complaints we're reading. We understand that is the correct address is 1233 Jackson Street, number 103, Stoughton, 53989.
123.
1233.
Right, I'll make a finding of probable cause in the 2 new cases. We'll get not guilty pleas entered to the misdemeanors.
So it has a probation hold too, is that correct?
I know we're here on some warrants in the older cases. I don't know that I saw a DOC hold. Oh, you are right. There is a DOC hold. I overlooked that. And then looks like there was a failure to appear on May 30th in at least one of these cases. So we got to address bail on the 3 other cases. What's the state's position on bail?
So as to the older cases, which we're here on bail bond for, I would ask that the cash bond in those cases be increased to $1,000 per case. I think that she's posted 800 on 1155, 400 on 23 CF 33, and 500 on 24 CF 482. As to the newer cases, on 25 CF 2667, I would ask for a, hold on. Just one moment. Let me make sure that this makes sense. So I guess I'll split this a bit more evenly. I'll ask for a cash bond in the amount of $3,000 per new case. As for conditions on 25 CF 2667, I would ask for no controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. And then let me pull up the other case. As to 25 CF 2761 for conditions, I would ask for not to operate a motor vehicle. I would note that in that case, the defendant fled from law enforcement in a vehicle and then on foot. The defendant was in absconder status from the DOC since February 17th per DOC notes. He has 2 pending OWI 4th cases with a condition not to operate a motor vehicle. He has failed to appear on May 30th of 2025, on July 18th of 2023, January 16th of 2025 as well. Let me make sure. There are also missed court dates from 2021 and 2020. He has posted cash already in the past and is still out committing new crimes. These older cases are languishing due in part to his absconder status and the continual picking up of new crimes. So I think that a substantial amount of cash across all of these cases is appropriate.
And Attorney Cuevas?
Given the history, it's clear that cash is going to be imposed, we request a lower amount.
All right, let me just take a closer look at everything.
Also given the probation hold.
And just to clarify, the state was asking the bail to be increased to $1,000 or an increase of $1,000 on each of the old cases.
Increased to $1,000.
Okay. Well, I think that's pretty reasonable and warranted in the return on warrant cases, so I'll set $1,000 cash bail in 22 CF 1155, 23 CF 33, 24 CF 482 with all the prior conditions. I don't think that the bail that was posted has been forfeited, so you got lucky there. They haven't moved to forfeit that, so that's still on file and applies towards that bail. In 25 CF 2667, I think $1,000 cash bail is sufficient there. I'll order that you not use or possess controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. And in 25 CF 2761, that's the eluding. I think that's the most serious of the new cases. I'm going to set $3,500 cash bail. Order that you not operate a motor vehicle at all. As to time limits in the new cases,
No way.
okay, we'll get them scheduled for timely prelims and we'll be adjourned.
When we're ready, TANIZA grant.
They were all at 1,000 except for the 2761, which was 3,500.
Bless you.
Sure.
Good to go. All right, next will be TANIZA grant.
Great, we'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus TANIZA grant. It's 25 CF 2754 and 25 CM 2889 appearances.
State appears by ADA Lillian Nelson.
Ms. Grant appears in person by Counsel Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading. She qualified, we haven't determined whether she qualified or not. Apparently she has a different address. Do you want to tell them?
1209.
Glacier Hill Drive, Madison, Wisconsin, 53704.
Glacier Hill Drive, Madison 53704.
Correct.
All right, thank you. Great, I'll make findings of probable cause. We'll get not guilty pleas entered. And there is a public safety assessment report. It recommends modest cash bail. What's the state's position on bail in each of the cases?
The state is requesting signature bonds on both cases. As for 25 CF 2754, we're just asking for a condition of a ban from coals, no specific conditions on the other case.
Right. Any
No
objection?
objection, no objection.
Okay, we'll order signature bonds in each of your cases. In the felony case, we'll order a ban from all Kohl's stores, wherever they're located. And then in the misdemeanor, it'll just be the normal statutory conditions. What about time limits for preliminary?
They're waived.
Okay. And then we're gonna give you the public defender information. Pardon?
Okay.
Perfect. If you can't hire an attorney on your own, make sure you give them a call to get evaluated, okay? We are adjourned.
Okay. Alternate. In August. Just okay.
Okay, no problem.
I'm sorry, who was next again?
Let's go with RANDHIR, MANN.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
RANDHIR, MANN. RANDHIR, MANN.
Okay, we'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus RANDHIR, MANN. It's 25 CM 2881 appearances.
State appears by ADA Lillian Nelson.
Mr. Mann appears with counsel Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading. He qualified for services and the address is correct. Does he have a probation hold?
It looks like there's a DOC hold that's still in place. All right, we'll make findings of probable cause, get not guilty pleas entered, and state's position on bail.
State is requesting a signature bond, no contact with Edgar S., and a ban from the Chipotle on State Street.
Right, any objections?
No objection.
All right, we'll order a signature bond. Condition will be no contact, direct or indirect, with Edgar S. and a ban from the Chipotle on State Street. And we are adjourned.
Give you a few minutes, guys.
Okay. We're good. Yeah, I can be under, so it'll be nice. It's the front. Yeah, feels like it's gonna be fun.
What are we gonna do next one, Ray?
Yeah. Jack Anderson.
Anderson.
He does not want public defender.
Alright, good.
Jack Anderson. Jack Anderson.
We'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Jack Anderson. It's 25 CF 2759 appearances.
State appears by ADA Lillian Nelson. Jack Anderson appears in person in custody without counsel.
All right, and Mr. Anderson, Attorney Cuevas indicated that you told his office you didn't want a public defender. Did you intend to represent yourself here today, or did you want the assistance of the public defender for today's purposes, and then after that, we'll either represent yourself or hire an attorney?
Your Honor, my understanding is when I had a conversation earlier with the lady that I spoke with, she explained to me that it was in my best interest to have a public defender here today. But I did explain to her that I have an attorney, like a private attorney I can call, and he would be representing me from there on out. But I did think I would have someone here today.
Okay.
That was my understanding.
Well,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Attorney Cuevas is a very experienced attorney, and he can represent you here today, and then you can have your private attorney after today. If you wanted the matter adjourned, so you could have private counsel do the initial appearance, that's an option. The downside of that is we wouldn't be addressing bail, and you wouldn't even have a bail that you could potentially post. So I assume, do you want to proceed today with Attorney Cuevas?
Yes.
Very good.
And I want to note that the address listed is correct.
All right.
Good.
We'll make a finding of probable cause for the charges, enter a not guilty plea to the misdemeanor. What's the state's position on bail?
State is requesting a cash bond in the amount of $1,000. Conditions not to operate a motor vehicle, no use or possession of alcohol, and pretrial services to monitor that. I'd note that Mr. Anderson was just convicted of his OWI third on June 17th of 2025. Has another pending OWI fourth in Rock County, that is case 25 CF 1072. And on June 23rd of this year was given conditions of absolute sobriety and no driving. So at this point, cash and the requested conditions seem appropriate.
All right, and I neglected to note, and I should have, there's a public safety assessment recommends a signature bond. Attorney Cuevas, your position on bail?
Your Honor, in spite of the allegation and given the PSA on the history, we are requesting a signature bond. Perhaps pretrial services could be appropriate in this situation.
All right, and any response from the state?
No, the state would maintain its request for cash with the previous argument.
All right. Well, if he's convicted of both of the pending cases, he's looking at presumptive mandatory prison. I think that calls for some cash to make sure that he appears. I'm willing to set it at a lesser amount. I'll set it at $600. I will order pretrial services. I think that's absolutely necessary given the history. So if you post the cash bill, you got to report to pretrial services no later than 10 a.m. on the business day following your release. They're gonna equip you with a breathalyzer to monitor alcohol use. I will order that you not possess or consume alcohol and order that you not operate a motor vehicle at all. The public pretrial services office is just around the corner in the courthouse on the 5th floor. Again, very important that you're there no later than 10 a.m. on the business day following your release from jail if you post the bail. Any questions about pretrial services?
You said they'll put me with a breathalyzer. Is that an in-home breathalyzer, you know?
They're gonna give you something that you would have at home or with you that you can blow into. You're gonna, I think, have to charge it to make sure that it's working, and they'll give you the specific times of the day that you gotta blow into that. I think they sometimes have the cam bracelet, but their preference is to use the breathalyzer. Any other questions?
I don't know if we will keep the job, Your Honor. What is the future cost of that? Where do you go?
Are you talking about pretrial services?
Yeah.
I'm not aware of any
Yeah.
fee that they charge you. But you gotta comply with their program. If you were to lose the equipment or it gets damaged, then there could be a cost that's kind of taken out at the end of the case as a restitution type thing. And obviously those devices can be pretty expensive, so you want to make sure that you're not losing it or damaging it. But you'd have to post $600 to get out of jail first. And then if you're able to do that, report no later than 10 a.m. in the business day following your release from custody. And if you are no longer able to retain your private attorney, if you lose your job, you can always reapply with the public defender's office. We'll make sure that you have that information.
All right.
Any other questions, sir?
My last question is, could someone help me make a phone call to the parents to post the bit?
Well, you can talk to the bailiffs about that, but certainly they can try and arrange for a phone call. I don't know how long that's gonna take to get that set up.
Thank you.
All right, and then I'm sorry, on time limits, you wanted to waive that?
Yeah, wait the time.
Okay, we are adjourned.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, what, did you order the 1,000 cash?
600.
600, okay.
Pretrial services.
Thank you.
With breathalyzer.
Just want to make sure I have my notes
Drive.
correct. Okay, so waived.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, Darius feels it. Yeah. It's great. Thank you, Darius Newman. Darius Newman.
We'll call the state of Wisconsin versus Darius Newman. It's 25 CM 2884 appearances.
State appears by ADA Lillian Nelson.
Darius Newman appears to counsel Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading. The address in the complaint is correct, and Mr. Newman does not qualify for services.
Okay, and so Mr. Newman, Attorney Cuevas will help you here today. If you can't hire an attorney after today, you can always apply for a county appointed attorney. That's the middle option. There's paperwork that you'd file with the clerk of court's office. If you've got questions about that, you can contact the public defender's office. That's the public defender contact information that they've given you, or you can also reapply if you think there's been a change to your circumstances. I'll make findings of probable cause and are not guilty pleas to the charges. State's position on bail.
State is requesting a cash bond in the amount of $500. No contact with Angel G, a band from the 1200 block of Park Circle in Sun Prairie. I would note, Mr. Newman was released on bail with this condition just 10 days before violating it. It seems that some cash is appropriate at this point.
And Attorney Cuevas.
I think it's impressive for Mr. Newman that he has to follow the bail conditions. So we are requesting, instead of cash, we're requesting a signature bond. Just a moment, Your Honor.
She does have no trespass with people. We do live in the same complex. My apartment is further.
Okay. Regarding the geographical ban, I understand that Mr. Newman does not live at the same address as this person. They apparently live in the same complex, but not in the same apartment. So we are requesting no contact is fine, but the ban from 200 block, that we are opposing that.
All right, and any response from the state?
At this point, the state would still request the address ban. Mr. Newman was given a condition without the address ban previously not to have contact with Angel G and violated that. So I think the address ban is warranted.
Again, Commissioner, I think it's impressed upon him, given that he's in custody, that he cannot have any contact with her, and I think Mr. Newman is prepared to abide by that.
Hold on. All right, well, it doesn't appear as though there was any in-person contact. It's still certainly a violation. There's probable cause for a couple of violations here. You need to follow the court orders. You can't have contact with this person. And if we're back here again, then we're probably talking about significant cash bail, not a nominal amount like $500, and certainly ordering the ban that's requested. I'm willing to give you one last opportunity with a signature bond, but a no contact direct or indirect with Angel G. So not ordering the address ban or cash bail. So that's kind of balls in your court. Make sure that you make something of it and not violate.
Hold on. What's it?
Great, we are adjourned.
I'm sorry, Commissioner, did you order the address ban or no?
No.
No, okay.
Just the
Thank you.
no contact and a signature bond.
All right.
Ready, Jared, for word next.
Go ahead.
Jared Ward.
Great, we'll call the state of Wisconsin versus JAROD Ward. It's 25 CF 2758 appearances.
State appears by ADA Lillian Nelson.
This amendment, Commissioner.
This is my house. This is my mom's address. I just got back to Wisconsin, 1924 Avenue, Beloit, Wisconsin.
Okay, you can tell them. Okay, just a second. Mr. Ward appears in person by Council Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint. He can update the address, and also he doesn't qualify for services.
All right, well, first things first, Mr. Ward, where's a good address for you to get mail?
1920 Forest Avenue in Beloit, Wisconsin.
1920 Forest Avenue?
Yeah, my aunt's house, as you can see, the paperwork, my house burned down.
And you get mail there if we send it and carry your name, or does it need to be sent and carry your aunt's name?
You can do my name.
Okay. And then they've given you, well, I think you've got the PSA report, but there's also the public defender information, I think at the bottom of your stack. Sounds like you're not eligible for a lawyer. You can always reapply if you think they did the math wrong or your circumstances change. You're certainly free to hire an attorney on your own after today if you're able, or you can apply for a county appointed attorney. That's the middle option.
That's right.
I'll make a finding of probable cause. And what's the state's position on bail?
The state is requesting a cash bond in the amount of $5,000 and a condition of no use or possession of controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. I would note from the information that we have, this case, there was a fire damage, but there was, from that residence, a lot of drugs were recovered, including 14,000 LSD hits. The state is concerned about appearance in court here. Mr. Ward has no permanent address that we know of, and apparently reportedly said that he was moving around. We're not aware of any ties to the community. He had a key for a storage locker in Florida on his key ring. There's a phone pen done indicating that he has been living in Florida since the fire, returned to Madison on December 1st. His mother lives in Oklahoma. His roommate was arrested the same week as the fire with 25 pounds of ketamine, was federally indicted, and that case is pending. There's also a federal case pending for Mr. Ward with those 14,000 hits of LSD found in the house. He changed phone numbers when he fled to Florida. His attorney Ginsburg said Ward was not returning his calls and he was arrested with $6,200 in cash on him. He had been paying cash for rent and had psilocybin candy in his pocket unopened. So given all of these facts, we don't think that he is a good bail risk. We think that a substantial amount of cash would be appropriate under these circumstances.
Right, and Attorney Cuevas?
Commissioner, certainly, we're not going to be talking about the allegations here, but Mr. Ward is here. He came in here on his own. He did not have to be extradited. He has an address for his family member in Beloit. As you heard, his place burned down, so he had to move temporarily, but he came back. He has an address in Beloit. According to PSA, there's no history of missed-court appearances. There's no history of any prior convictions. Given his ties to the community, family ties, he has lived in Dane County for most of his life. He has extended family in the area. He was employed here in Madison. So given those ties, we are requesting a signature bond.
All right, any response from the state?
No, the state does believe some amount of cash is still appropriate, given all these circumstances.
All right, well, so it looks like he was arrested at 18 Fordham Court in the city of Madison, according to my booking sheet and information. Obviously, this is something that happened a couple of months ago. So it doesn't look like he fled the jurisdiction, was able to be found at the address that the DA's office had on the complaint. You know, I don't know how much weight to put on potential federal charges when we're talking 2 months since that particular incident. He's charged here with the lowest level felony charge. I agree with Attorney Cuevas. I think a signature bond is reasonable. I'll order that you not use or possess controlled substances or drug paraphernalia without a valid prescription. You don't make your court dates, then it's probably going to be substantial cash bail. So hopefully it doesn't come to that. What about time limits?
They're waived.
Okay, we are adjourned.
Already, STEVEN ELISIUS. Marlon Smith.
This will go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus Marlon Smith. That's case 25 CT 149 and 25 CF 2750 appearances.
State appears by ADA Lillian Nelson.
Marlon Smith appears with counsel with Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading. The address is correct, and Mr. Smith qualified for services.
Right. We'll make a finding of probable cause in the felony case. The criminal traffic case probable cause was found after there was a failure to appear on March 6th for an initial appearance. And then looks like bond was set and a signature bond given, and then he failed to appear July 11th of 2025. So we need to address bond again in that particular case. What's the state's position on bail?
Yes, so as to the new case, this state is asking for a cash bond in the amount of $750. Just one moment. As for conditions, we are requesting no use or possession of any dangerous weapons. And then as to the CT case, the prior case, the state would ask, he was previously given a signature bond on that case. The state would ask for some amount of cash in the realm of between 300 and 500, I think would be sufficient. I think that at this point, cash is warranted across these cases. He's failed to appear twice on this case. He's now picked up a new offense. Just one moment. And he was on, he was on bail at the time of this offense. So I think that some amount of cash is appropriate.
Right, and I neglected to mention there is a PSA reporter recommends moderate cash bail, although it suggests that there's no failures to appear. So maybe Ms. Anderson can speak to that. It looks like there'd clearly be two failures to appear because warrants were issued in both of those and they were not vacated within the next 24 or 48 hours or whatever the rule is. Ms. Anderson, does it look to you like there should be a couple of failures to appear for Mr. Smith?
Yes, I'm sorry. So the first one that we have is Dane 25 CT 149 for failure to appear. So I think we just pressed the wrong, I'm sorry, it was a mistake.
Okay. And Attorney Cuevas, what's your
I
position
missed that
on
last part. It was a mistake requesting the cash or?
No, it was a mistake indicating that there were no failures to
Oh,
appear
okay.
because there
Okay.
have been.
Yeah, a couple of things, Commissioner, regarding the failure to appear. Mr. Smith informed me that he did not receive a text message reminder, and that's the reason he did not appear. The other one, he recently had surgery. He missed court because he had surgery, but it was not purposely done, but he could not appear for that. I
Okay.
know that he has resided in Dane County for 10 years. He's been employed here in Dane County on and off for about 7 years. He has other family in the area. He has children in the area. So we are, in spite of the couple of missed court appearances, we are requesting a signature bond.
Right. And I don't know, maybe the clerk can tell. I guess it's not apparent or obvious to me that he is signed up for text message reminders in the 25 CT 149 case.
Did you say 25 CT?
Yeah, that was the one that was pending.
He is not.
Okay, would you like to get signed up for text message reminders in the cases?
Every case that I have had to sign up through that, but I don't know what the issue was with the last one. I've been, for the month I've been going to court, I've had it set up to where I need the text.
You want-
Okay, well, you would have to do it on every single case, and if you want to do it, we can do that now.
Thank you.
What's the phone number?
608 709 6269.
All right, thank you. Let me just take a closer look at some things. All right, I think there's a need for some cash bail. I'm willing to set it less than what the state's requested. I'll set $500 cash bail and 25 CF 2750. And then $250 cash bail and 25 CT 149. I'll also order that you not use or possess dangerous weapons as that term is defined by the state statutes in the new felony case. What about time limits for a preliminary hearing? You'd have the right to have that in the next 20 days.
We'll have it when the next 20 days.
Okay, and then the non-monetary conditions in that criminal traffic will remain along with 250 cash. We are adjourned.
All right. Sleeping.
Sorry, Commissioner, can you remind me of the cash amounts?
500 in the felony,
Okay, thank you.
250 in the criminal traffic,
So 150, okay, thank you.
250.
250, thank you.
Okay. Next up is SAGAYE GAYE.
All right, we'll go on the record in the state of Wisconsin versus SAGAYE GAYE. It's 25 CM 2886 appearance.
State appears by ADA Lillian Nelson.
SAGAYE GAYE appears for counsel Luis Cuevas. We have received a copy of the complaint we're reading. The address is correct and he qualified for services.
Okay, and I think Mr. Gay was in court just on Tuesday on a couple of cases, and looks like there's another one that's making its way through the system here. I'll make a finding of probable cause, enter not guilty plea. He's sitting on, I think, cash bail in some other cases. What's the state's position on bail?
Just one moment, I'm just. Apologize, I was finishing up putting a note in the last case. The state is requesting a cash bond in the amount of $1,500 and a ban from Home Depot. He's had recent bench warrants on July 2nd of 2024 and January 16th of 2024. Though I'd have to look a little bit more closely to see whether those were for pretrial services violations or for failures to appear. He's also posted cash bond in the past and recently. He posted $600 on 25 CM 2863, $600 on 25 CM 2862, $300 on another 25 CM 1300, $300 on 25 CM 1305, $300, 300, another 300, another 300, all on 2025 cases. So we know that he has the ability to post cash.
All right, I guess I don't know if he's posted the bail or not. The bail was
Oh.
set on Tuesday, as far as I can tell from the booking sheet. He hasn't been released, so that may be the ordered bail. If he did post it, he wouldn't have gotten released because it looks like he refused to sign the bond form, but I can't tell from my information that
Yeah.
it was for sure posted as opposed to just set.
I apologize. I was confused by the way that the note was written. I think that these are cash bonds that have been ordered, not necessarily posted. I apologize.
All right. And Attorney Cuevas.
Commissioner, this is charged as a misdemeanor. I think $1,500 is pretty excessive for the misdemeanor charge. We are requesting a lower amount of cash, perhaps $700, $700.
All right, I agree with Attorney Cuevas. It's a nonviolent property offense. I just set $600 in a couple of similar cases, and it isn't like he's gone out and picked up new charges since that. So I think the $600 is reasonable. I'll order that. I may have neglected to note it. Is there a request for a ban from all Home Depots? I think he's already been banned from that in the other cases.
Yes, that is the
Okay.
request.
All right, again, I'll order you a ban from all Home Depot locations and we'll be adjourned.
That's it.
All right, that must be it.